Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Robbie B, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Mike Haspel. What's up, guys?
Can I be Kenny B?
No, you cannot.
Hey, everybody.
Well, only one B per crew. You got the fedora there for a while. I get the B.
Well, I relinquished it so you could have the fedora.
That was never a thing. That was never even on the table.
It was not even on the table. One fedora per crew, one B per crew. Got it.
You think I look young now? Could you imagine how young I would look if I wore a fedora?
I'm like looking at Mike Haspel and I'm like, Mike Haspel, anything else that's one per crew? That's pretty standardized in this country.
Let me think about it. Although, I don't know. After Black Panther, people are looking for black friends. So we're everywhere. We're kind of
What's the new rule? You have to have more than one black friend to actually have black friends now?
Yes, that is the new rule. If it's not, we're making it up right here. You heard it first.
I think it's been an exciting weekend. We had a lot happening. Well, there's been a lot happening in the hobby, actually. But as far as news and stuff goes, and Adepticon's what? 1 month out? Starts on the 23rd?
Yeah, I think it's like 22 days away.
Yeah, it's less than a month now.
Yeah, less than a month. So that's always a good time. We've been finalizing and tweaking things, getting everything ready.
I am legit scared.
Less scared. You're less scared.
Scared. Yeah, legit. I am. I'm like, I mean, it's going to go off well. And the thing is, you guys got to understand too, we're the long war. Like stuff's going to, anything that goes wrong, it'll be transparent to you guys. It's going to be a fantastic event. But it is always, it is always nervous, going into it. It builds up, and you're like, okay, we've planned for everything. We've prepared for everything. Where is our friend Murphy going to show up? And all you
Murphy's
can do at that point is, and all you can do at that point is react. And we're good at reacting, turns out. But it's still, we have 160 people signed up this time. And I'm like, wow, that's, that's a lot of folks that we're hoping we'll have a good time. You know what I mean? Obviously, you can never guarantee that every single person is going to have a good time, but we aim for that. So it's just kind of like, okay, well.
No, well, I think you got a beta event this weekend?
I have a beta event on Saturday where we're going to test out the what is it called? Best Coast pairings with the Long War format, which has never been done before. So we're going to do that this weekend at the local game store at Gamers Haven in Colorado Springs. And they will be actually playing Adepticon. It's all the Adepticon missions, everything, except it's not a doubles tourney. It's a singles tourney and it's 1,500 points because I wanted to keep it down quick.
What? Oh, wow. So they put a cap on it. So it's 16 players or 16 teams?
No, 16 players. We're keeping it really small.
Oh, okay. I got you. So it's just kind of like a super beta.
Yeah, it's super beta. I called the tournament like literally I have to test things again before Adepticon tournament.
No, I saw that Facebook event pop up and I was like, lols.
Yeah, so it's just folks to come out so that I don't have to populate like a fake tournament and run it, I'll just run a regular tournament. We'll have prize support and everything for it, but it's just, very minimal because things might screw up. And I would rather it screw up at the FLGS with 16 people than with 160.
Yeah, without a doubt. Well, I mean, we got some good plans underway, like with the Thursday night sign-in, or was it for Wednesday night? No, Thursday night sign-in, right? The event's Friday. I should probably
we have a Thursday night pre-reg at 10 o'clock. Event is going to be at 10 o'clock on Friday, and we will be taking registration at 8 too. But if you can, it would really help us out if you can pre-reg at 10 p.m. on Friday night. would really, really help us out.
It would be solid.
Yeah, because cycling through that many people in the morning and sticking to our start time is going to be very key. We're going to have folks walking around, obviously, judging, paint scoring. I think we'll have a couple extra helpers that are coming as well to also assist since we have that many people. So we're definitely gearing up for it.
We get to run this one on iPads if all goes according to plan.
Yeah.
Oh, do you got all the iPads?
I've got some loaners coming in. More the better, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. We can talk about that. I might have one.
I feel like everyone has an iPad. Except me.
False. Not if you're a Twitch streamer, because that stuff does not work with Twitch very well.
Yeah, false. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
So we got Adepticon right around the corner. That's a big deal, as we talked about. Long War Scavenger Hunt and all that cool shit. We've been telling you guys week after week. You've been seeing it on Twitch. We are going to be hype. We will post more information on that as we go. We have a lot of sponsors involved, a lot of free swag. It's going to be super dope. This is the first year the Long War is going to have a booth at a trade show in conjunction with Slow Fuse Gaming. That's pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm. Booth 801.
Booth 801. We're going to have some Long War dice bags, Long War dice, the new Vortex purple dice, and of course, some Long War teas.
Did you say teas? Like your teas?
That's exactly what I said. And we'll have no one's booth. I don't care if you have dice bags or dice at your booth. That's fine. But we have the legendary author of Graveyard Shift, Mike Haspel, and probably some copies of his book.
Yeah, and mythical Long War cereal cups might be there. Like the ever elusive cereal mug. Might have a couple there.
Dun, dun,
and we still have some cereal mugs. That's awesome.
We do. and I'm bringing them. So they will be there.
The epic.
But in limited quantities.
Limited run.
Well, you know what would be sick if we just have like some cereal and some milk out on the table and like we sell cereal.
Dude.
Oh, we can get the little.
Might need to have some Cinnamon Toast Crunch there. And Lucky Charms.
Get some Trader Joe's pumpkin spice.
Yeah. Like Lucky Charms, I don't know why I know why, but I have like a fetish for Lucky Charms because at the academy, at breakfast, they would lay out all these cereals, like the little boxes that you would normally get, in a hotel.
And Lucky Charms goes first.
And every table, like every other table, had Lucky Charms. So people would literally you run to your table and try to get your freshmen to go steal other people's Lucky Charms off their table. It's these little things that.
Man, who's the one who came up with the idea of I'm gonna do this cereal? It's just a bowl of marshmallows and milk.
Genius,
it's delicious.
And if you like Lucky Charms, there's an even more elusive cereal that was the Ghostbusters cereal, which was it was like Fruit Loops with marshmallow ghosts, and it was the sickness. It was the best.
Man.
There's no way they still make
part of a healthy breakfast.
Undoubtedly, I'm sure it would just kill you straight away. Nowadays, as kids, I could eat a whole cereal box and while watching Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends or whatever. But nowadays, I'd be like, I feel like I had 3 spoonfuls diabetes.
Yep, I got the sugars now. Not today.
I know a lot has happened. Psych, almost nothing has happened. That's what we were talking about in the pregame show. There's 3 new things or some shit.
The biggest thing, Szechuan sauce. McDonald's has it.
So go get that sweet McNugget dipping sauce today.
We also need to talk about your unlicensed portal gun, Haspel.
Yes, that is true. And I was telling Kenny, I go, the sadness is that was literally the highlight of my week. Was going there and going, hey, do you guys have the Szechuan sauce? Yes, we do. I will take 10 McNuggets and Szechuan sauce. That was the highlight of my week. That's how sad my life is.
Oh, well, you got me beat. I didn't even get there yet. I feel like a bad American.
Yeah, and honestly, McDonald's put out a podcast with Gizmodo about all the headache that went through how basically corporate good intentions went wrong. And the whole PR nightmare that happened with them trying to like tap into Rick and Morty and all this stuff. And it's actually worth a listen. It's only about a half hour long. And it'll give you some insight into how large corporations work, the momentum that goes behind something as simple as, hey, we should put out some sauce packets to tie into this Rick and Morty thing. And it just came out like the week of New York Comic Con, and how it caused riots. Which I think is an overreaction from the fans a little bit, unless you live in Philly. But yeah, I know sports, turns out. But yeah, I don't know. I found it fascinating on how something viral could just spin out of control to the point that this major world corporation is trying to hold on to the reins to put their spin on it, to try to control this thing, and how uncontrollable social media and something going viral. I mean, McDonald's in 10 years couldn't have planned this thing. You know what I mean? And it's just really interesting to figure out.
Did they have like a secret beats lab with all their old recipes in it? They had to like,
yeah, that they had to go dig up and find the Szechuan sauce. And like the head chef was not old enough to have tasted it the first time around. So they had to go find like McDonald's employees that remembered what it tasted like.
Oh my goodness.
It's fascinating, man. It was pretty crazy. If you like anything by Malcolm Gladwell, like, those kind of stories, you would enjoy it.
I think it was a 3-parter, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and the third part is more ad than story. But
okay.
Yeah, it's short.
Well, that was definitely the Monday excitement. Monday the 26th. Yep, that's when it came out. Super fun.
Yeah, high point of my week.
Well, at least it was on day one.
Yeah, true.
It's all downhill. Glide slope. Just land that plane. Goodness.
All right. So in miniature wargaming news.
Miniature wargaming news is also a glide slope, unfortunately. The Daughters of Cain are going to see a couple of new releases going on pre-order this weekend. We've got the Canary. I don't even know how to say this, but those are the harpy ones. You get it? Canary. Wings. Anyways, $55 for them.
That's a weak link.
I mean, that's what it looks like to me. I might be wrong.
What they're literally going with?
I guess so.
Damn.
It isn't even spelled like Cain, Nari. It's Kinari. Like
Canary, like Eldari.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. It seems weak, GW.
Then they've got their Snake Ladies, the Melusai, I guess is how you pronounce it. $60 for those. Also, 10 models, makes 2 different kits in there. The new Realm of Battle, what's the term there? Card table. It's like a hard card with the UV, very similar to what the boards and stuff you get with like, Prospero or whatever. But, and I guess they measured out the average dining room table size, or a dining room table is this size, and it's not quite 4x6. It's a little bit shorter. I want to say it was like 5 feet
by 3.
5 feet 8 inches by 3'6", or some weird denomination of measurements. But they're like, hey, this fits a dining room table, which was puzzling as heck when they put out the first one. I was like, I don't understand why this is not 3x4 or 4x6, but apparently that's a thing. So if you have a dining room table, if you're fortunate enough to be still a nuclear family, I guess, then
I don't have one of those.
I don't even. We're trying not to get to the real world, but anyways,
I eat my dinner right here in the Beats Lab.
I eat my dinner standing most of the time. Sad.
Over the sink.
Yeah. While I'm crying.
Yeah, that's pretty standard for me too.
Oh my goodness. Then so there's that set comes out. It also has a push those cool like kind of push fit ruins, like epic kind of Greek Ionic or Doric style. I forget which one, but those look pretty fresh. You can also buy those separately. Those are called the Azerite Ruins, $30 box for them. And Nagash has a hardback book coming out for $19. So that's the G-Dub roundup. And then if you got the White Dwarf, of course, you already know that the Tau are coming out. They have they're going to go on pre-order March 7th. March 10th for delivery on March 17th with a $40 codex, a $80 collector's book that's G-Dub exclusive. No dice, but they do have their data cards for the normal $15 price. So that will be soon, right after the Daughters of Cain all come out. So who knows after that? I'm sure we'll be getting some more previews as we get closer to Adepticon time.
What's Adepticon?
What is an Adepticon? It's this large magical event in Chicago that everyone should go to at least once.
I was trying to get Haspel to chime in there. I was be like, what's a Nubian?
Oh,
but I guess I didn't have enough links there.
No.
Doing my best.
Chicago, the city of angels.
That's correct. That is exactly what it's called.
That's what it stands for.
Yeah. We're actually just trying to impress you guys. No one really knows what it stands for anymore. Scholars debate. The translation was lost years ago, and no one really knows.
Somebody in the chat said, this is Nathan, when you're crying over the sink, make sure you stop up the drain so you can soak your dishes. # life hack. Good stuff right there. Life lessons.
Joke's on you. There's no dishes in that sink.
You're just eating right from the pot.
Yeah, I call it mouth sandwiches. I just make them in my mouth over the sink.
Oh man.
What didn't we get a new model?
Yes. A really cool new model.
54 millimeters, right?
No. It used to be only 54 millimeters, and I feel like the model is voiced by Mark Strong. Pretty secure in saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But Inquisitor Eisenhorn from Dan Abnett's phenomenal series, which 3 of the books are on Audible. I don't know if Magos is on Audible yet. If it is, it's going to be mine. But yeah, it's pretty awesome that they did that. I wish that they would re-release some of the other Black Library stuff, like Gaunt's Ghost Guys and everything. But this is pretty cool.
Some of the originals, yeah, that'd be good. Because didn't they start with?
Who are we talking about?
Like Gaunt's Ghosts or
this model, Inquisitor Eisenhorn?
Yeah, Eisenhorn. Yeah.
I was talking about something different. Never mind.
Oh.
I was teasing. I didn't know anything you just said. I was just like, he's just this cool model, right? Like, I was like, no, we're talking about a different guy, I think. Like, I'm not all that stuff.
Well, rules wise, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think here, because he's not too bad against Xenos. He is an Ordo Xenos Inquisitor, which kind of makes sense, I suppose. For 100 points, you get Eisenhorn. He's moves 6. He has 3-up weapon skill and ballistic skill. Of course, he's strength 3, toughness 3. He's just a man with 5 wounds, which I guess might help mitigate that a bit. 4 attacks, leadership 10, 4-up save. He has an Artificer bolt pistol, which is strength 4, neg 1, AP, 2 damage. Pretty tight. That's not bad, but it was only 1 shot. Then he's got a melee weapon that is strength of user, neg 3 AP, D3 attacks, add 1 to hit rolls for this weapon. So he's going to be hitting on 2s with that one. And the rune staff is plus 3 strength, neg 1 AP, D3 damage. And he can also chuck an Electrobane grenade that on a wound roll of 4-up, the target suffers 1 mortal wound in addition to normal damage, or D3 if the wound roll was 6. So against vehicles, it's kind of cool. Just, chuck a grenade. Well, hey, I'm not going to hurt it, but here's a grenade. Eat grenade.
Did you do anything else? What was going on here?
Yeah, that's another key ability.
So Yeah, a lot of stuff comes into play with his special rules. He has Quarry and the authority of the Inquisition special rules. Authority of Inquisition just means he can ride in anybody's jam. He does what he does. Quarry is a little bit different. You have to look that one up in the Index Imperium 2 book because he is Ordo Xenos. So for Ordo Xenos, you can reroll hit rolls and wound rolls of 1 against targets that do not have Chaos Imperium or Unaligned Faction keywords. So against basically, everything Xenos. So that's kind of tight when you start looking back at some of his weapons there, because now if he's rerolling 1s and with that melee weapon, the Barber Racer, I don't know how to say that, but that also adds. So you're adding 1, rerolling 1s. It seems like good odds right there against Xenos. He has 2 psychic powers. He can deny 2 psychic powers. And of course, he comes with Smite, which isn't too bad. And he can choose from the Telethesia discipline, I guess they call it. Telethesia. I don't know. But Terrify, Mental Fortitude, and Dominate. Not too bad, I suppose, for 100 points. And
what powers? What are those?
Oh, okay. So Terrify has a warp charge value of 6. Select an enemy unit within 18 until the start of your next Psyche phase. That unit must subtract 1 from the leadership and cannot fire Overwatch. So that's a little key.
That's how it used to be, I think.
Mental Fortitude, warp charge 4. A visible Imperium unit within 18 automatically passes morale.
That's what it used to be. It used to be fearless.
Yep. And Dominate, warp charge 7. Select an enemy character within 18. You can force the model to immediately shoot a single weapon or make a single close combat attack at an enemy unit of your choice as if it were part of your army. Models cannot attack themselves, but can attack other members of your own unit.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's a badass.
And then he can also summon in a demon host. And if you're playing match play, you got to pay the reinforcement points. So it's 25 points for that. But they're not that tight, I don't think. Maybe I'm missing something. Have you looked them up? Possible?
No, they used to be super tight, but not anymore. Like they got toned down really quite a bit.
Yeah,
not just in 8th, like in previous editions too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm just not seeing it. He's not a character. He's got a 7+ save, toughness 4, 3 wounds, 2 attacks. He can.
But I think if he takes a wound or some shit, he turns into a demon, doesn't he?
No.
Isn't that like his jam?
No, I don't think so.
Isn't he like, maybe he rolls a dice or something? Like I know there's.
He's got a power.
Well, they have powers that they roll dice for.
Yeah, you get a random power to start a move phase. So he could get Fly of 12, or he could remove any wounds suffered, or he could. Everybody within 3 inch on a 2-up takes D3 mortal wounds. So maybe in that regard, you could bomb him in or something. And then try to pull that off, but you can't bomb them in and be within 3, so you'd have to run. I don't know if it's.
I mean, I like how many points is he though?
25.
No, how many points is Eisenhorn?
Well, 125 if you hold the points for reinforcement.
He's 100 points.
Yeah.
Okay, he's 100 points, and he has a warp charge 4 second power. Is that what you said it was?
Yeah.
A literal warp charge 4 second power that is worth 2 command points.
That's good value.
Auto pass morale. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, I wish I had a warp charge 4 second power that let me auto pass morale.
Could come in handy with some of them, conscripts out there.
Yo, it's a handy. I mean, it's handy. I'm with that, and also totally with the dominate power that can be clutch.
Depending on what they have, yeah.
I mean, it says he targets a character, right? And it can act like how's the wording on dominate?
You can force the model to immediately shoot a single weapon or make a single close combat attack at an enemy unit of your choice as if it were part of your army.
Oh, so you can shoot a single weapon or a single close combat attack. So you pick something that's a character that, that's not that good. Never mind.
It's situational.
Yeah.
Super situational.
But he's not bad for a 100-point character. I mean,
No, he gives you some deny. He lets you deny. He basically can do smite and make someone automatically pass a morale check every turn.
My question is he an HQ? Because
yes.
For some armies, that's the cheapest HQ they can get.
Yeah, that's true. That is an HQ.
So, okay.
I knew this demon host was good. Somebody was just in the chat. James is saying it is a character, the demon host, and it gets +2 strength, toughness, wounds, and attacks, and +1 hit rolls and invulnerable saves.
Oh yeah. Okay, so those are the special rules underneath him. Sorry, I was getting to that. So that's part of his Malus Codicium, the book he summons them from, basically. So he can summon them in, and then he becomes character. Oh, I do remember reading this. Whoops. Okay. Yep. So
yeah, he can bring in a little.
That's totally worth 25 points.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, I like the second powers, but like Kevin says, like 55-point Inquisitors get those too. Like, so it's like basically you're saying like getting this paying for this 25-point demon that I bring in is this cool? I'm probably just gonna buy the model to paint it because it's cool.
That was literally the reason I'm getting it. It's a cool model, ties in, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I don't see really.
I only have like 18 other Inquisitor models I'd never play with, so I'm just like, he will join their cadre.
You will cherish the memory of painting him forever. So Eisenhorn, kind of a scrub. What do we got from Tau?
Tau's a little bit different. There was a bunch of rumors, and then the person that posted all this stuff subsequently like deleted their internet presence. So it's either a good sign or a bad sign, depending on how you look at it, I guess, for them personally. Or it's just a clever ruse overall. So the big, I guess, scuttlebutt is that the heavy burst cannon and the ion cannon are going to be good. Supposedly the firepower of both has skyrocketed while the points cost dropped hard, and there's 2 stratagems for them. It's pretty much the direct quote. Savior protocols are changing to happen on a 2-up, apparently similar to how the Death Guard function, or the Death Shroud function in Death Guard, the air quotes bodyguard rule, which makes sense. So it doesn't always happen, but it could mostly happen. There might be a random last cannon shot that gets through. And there is a limit of, supposedly, these are all rumors, obviously, 1 commander per detachment, no changes to marker light table, and no improved ballistic skill across the board. Railguns being the same. But supposedly the heavy burst cannon will be heavy 18, strength 6, -1, 2 damage gun for only 35 points now. That's not a cat.
It's not a cat.
That is not a cat. Tiny cat alert. Well, not so tiny cat alert. So that's definitely a marked change, but is it enough, to... I
mean, it's not enough. I mean, in itself, it's nothing. But every single one of these codexes is given across the board point reductions, increased power in certain weapons. But the main thing is, what are these faction, Legion traits going to be? What are these stratagems going to be? If Tau gets some really good, Eldar level Legion traits, Craft World traits, whatever, Sept traits, if we get some of those, some -1 to hit, some advance and shoot full ballistic skills, get some cool shit like that for free. If we get some stratagems, some double shooting stratagems, some deep striking stratagems, this can be pretty badass.
Or even like a lying in wait stratagem. Although some like the
stratagem,
yeah, I think the ghost skill kind of has that built in, and the stealth suits sort of.
Yeah, I think they infiltrate.
Yeah, the traditional infiltrate, but
being able to pay a command point for something that normally doesn't do that to do something similar is pretty strong.
And they have a chance here to kind of work in the far side enclaves a little bit more than they have. Since they're kind of a bit more mainstream, they kind of work together in the Callion and Monka books to kind of help thwart that retribution of the
one commander per detachment. Is there fluff to support that, or is that just because they don't like the drop commanders?
I'm not sure, but maybe they're going to make them, semi-buffy again.
I mean, it's one of the only ways to play right now, right? Like Supreme Command Detachment, as many drop commanders as possible, then take all the other dudes to buff your army. It's pretty strong. Like I know Tau armies can win. Like they can spoil your shit.
Oh yeah, they can get in close, right up on you.
And they can use, all these drones to protect their dudes. Like it's.
And I think, another big factor to keep in mind too is after Adepticon, I don't know where they're going to go with those beta rules, but remember, characters can't screen characters. That's one of the beta rules, which could really bring into play a lot of this character stuff when all these suits are characters.
But they always have the drones, so that doesn't matter.
Right, but remember, the drones can take the shots, so like you can't target. There's a way.
You can target any commander you want, but then you can funnel any battle suit can funnel the wounds to any drone. So like they have more than just the drones they dropped in with them around them.
Right, correct. But a savvy player could just target all the drones.
Yeah, that's literally step one. Don't shoot the commanders. Shoot
right. So volleys, take out the drones. Second volley. Okay, I want to shoot that HQ right there. Well, you can't because this guy is in this commander's in the front, or this HQ's or this crisis suit, whatever's in the front. What you're screening a character with a character. Now I gotta focus down on this dude. Mm-hmm. Like when I want to shoot that dude because
if Tau drop in right now as they stand, if they drop in and they don't get the job done when they drop in, it's hard for them.
But character screening can get them across the board on people. Drop in, play the angles, and move up instead of just dropping in or even walking across the table in some instances, jumping, whatever.
Yeah, it's every time I play against Tau, it's basically like rapid fire all the stupid drones as much as I can. Choke the table out, let them drop their commanders in weird places they don't want to be in, kill those drones too. And now it's like they just don't have anything left. Like after that, but that's the issue, right? They don't have stratagems, right? They don't have any free cool buffs. Everything's kind of overcosted.
Yeah, a lot of people complain about the ballistic skill.
I'm kind of sad because I do like the commanders dropping in and fucking your shit up. I like that. I think that's awesome. But so I hope if GW changes this one commander per detachment thing, I understand because you don't want people to play it one way, but hopefully there's enough stratagems in that book and enough cool new rules that people would be naturally encouraged to play a different way. So I'm a little nervous. You know what I mean?
I could see them going for that. I could see them going for that kind of, mixing up the play styles because that's the way everybody plays. And it's pretty well established at this point that may be the most competitive way to play currently. But yeah, they want to splash it up, or maybe just the commander's such a Billy badass in the new book that they have to do that. They already know, hey, this is going to be an issue. People are going to feel for these in the detachment. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel that some people in the chat are talking about how it used to be that way, 0-1 commanders. Mm-hmm. But not that many things are 0-1, man. So I'm a little nervous. I don't know. I hope it's a fluff thing. That's what I'm saying. I hope it's no, this is the way Tau is supposed to fight, and not let's discourage people from taking drop commanders, and so we're going to make a rule that discourages you.
I seriously doubt GW is going to try to do anything that they think directly affects their bottom line on a sales of a particular model. Right out the gate at release time. So I'm sure there's something else we're just not seeing at this point.
Yeah, no, for sure. I like Tau. I think that Tau, the way they play now, I'd like them. I have no issues with them. I think they're a cool fucking army. It's not like the old days. I think they have a couple of cool mechanics. I just can't wait to see what gets built on top of those mechanics. Like the shield drum mechanic, even though it's annoying to be on my side of it sometimes, I think it's cool shit. having these drones swirling around their battle suits, protecting them, savior protocols. I think that's sick.
Yeah. I like how that functions, and I like the, I guess maybe the visualization of it on the tabletop there, but there are ways to get around it, especially, and now there's even ways to get around gaming characters in front of characters to protect, somebody with.
And we only needed that FAQ for a minute, right? Because GW changed it and said like, hey, anything closer to you, regardless of line of sight, period, makes it so you can't target a character. And then people were like, so shit, that means other characters too. So this one model concealed behind this rock keeps you from shooting this other one model, both characters. The GW's like, no, not for characters. You have to hide at least a squad of like rangers behind that rock.
I feel like you just broke the system.
So I mean, it's pretty interesting. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how I feel about in general, but the thing is, you need something to keep characters alive because you can't join squads anymore, right? But that's where the Tau get that sweet little rule break because they get the savior protocols.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's anything that has a little rule break for your faction, I think is pretty sweet and pretty solid. And there's a way to play it to make it competitive. And Tau are competitive, just not, national level competitive.
Not yet, but it's not like they have a codex and we're saying that, so that's good. There's still hope. We're saying there's a chance.
Saying there's a chance. Yeah, dude. Believe that. Depticon 2018, I'm going to be playing an army that has some little small units hide behind some rocks so you can't shoot other units.
Spoiler alert.
So we do have an interview tonight with Michael Montalongo. Now, this guy actually won a Kickstarter reward on our 2016 Kickstarter. Isn't that right, Rob?
Those facts check out.
And it was actually, I can't remember the name of it. It had some fancy name, but it was essentially you get all the shirts and you get all the stickers and you get all the things and the dice bags. Plus you get to be on the podcast, you get to talk about whatever you want. And it was one of one. Like we only did one just for fun, and so he hit us up recently. He's like, hey man, I never did it. Never cashed it in. Can I cash it in? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. So the cool thing is, my man Michael is part of a podcast called Radio Free Isstvan. It's a 30K podcast. These guys do some work, and they're actually going to be doing a sweet event this year in September, and we're going to be talking to him about that. So let's hit up a quick commercial break and then hear from Radio Free Isstvan. Veterans, I've got news for you. Get your best deals online at dicehead.com. Long War Vets, call or email for your best vet deals. That's dicehead.com.
Dear veterans, quickly, make your way to thelongwar.net and find out how to reap your hard-earned spoils of this long war. For our allies at secretweaponsminiatures.com have rewarded us all with an extra 10% discount on all Secret Weapon Miniatures merchandise. So stock up, dear veterans, and enjoy.
elricshobbies.com is your exclusive portal to upgrading your hobby. When you sign up at thelongwar.net, you gain an instant promotional discount good for 10% off at Elric's Hobbies. elricshobbies.com. All right, guys, here it is. The podcast interview we've been teasing you about. I'm here with Michael Montalongo from Radio Free Isstvan. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, powerful Kenny Boucher?
I like the sound of that. So I heard basically you guys run the best podcast about 30K. Am I wrong?
Hey, man, I mean, if that's how people are selling it, I'm not going to say no, but it's a pretty good podcast. Radio Free Isstvan, man.
There it is. And so here's the situation. Radio Free Isstvan is a podcast. Obviously, you can download it from iTunes or your Facebook page, I imagine.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, we're everywhere. We're iTunes, of course, Google Play, Podcaster, Addict, I believe. I mean, people find us. We push it everywhere. So you find us on SoundCloud, just anywhere. We're all over the place.
So before we talk about this epic event called Heresy Camp, let me just say a couple things about 30K. Like, obviously, I'm a 40K dude. I do a lot of things, but I spend most of my gaming time on 40K. But I'll tell you something. Every time I go to a big event like LVO or Adepticon, which is coming right up, I walk around the 30K area of the tournament, and I'm always blown away by the level of gangsterness that the 30K dudes bring.
That's it, man. I mean, that's what the community we try and push is. I mean, of course, I love me some 40K. That's how everybody gets started. Everybody gets started into 40K. But once you push into some 30K action, the community kind of pushes you. It's a gentle push, but they kind of push you to be at the top level of your game. They want fully painted models. They want fully painted for closers. So that's just how it rolls. And you always get a solid community pushing in and donating. Just beautiful terrain. I'm pretty sure you've probably noticed that on the 30K side of tables, the terrain's usually a little bit,
it's better.
A little nicer.
It's nicer for sure. I would say one of the things that's interesting is not only are all the 30K armies painted, or at least mostly painted, they're always painted better than the 40K armies I see in the tournament in the next hall. Would that also be, would that add up with your experience?
Man, yes, absolutely. It's just a lot of these, all the actual events that we go to, you rarely see tournaments nowadays for 30K. It's just mostly narrative events. But the focus isn't on whether you won a game or lost a game. The focus is usually on hobbying. And so the community kind of reflects that with their armies. I've never really seen a 40K a display board or anything like that, but that's comes pretty standard for Heresy. I mean, there's just, it's just solid. The more effort you put into your army, the better presentation you put into the way it looks, the funner time you're going to have in the Heresy community. I mean, it's just really how it all folds out that way. And it's just
makes me happy to hear. And here's the thing. That obviously is the driving goal here with your Heresy Camp, which obviously is the event we're about to talk about in Texas in September, the 19th to the 23rd. And I believe there's some variants there. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we offer a 5-day. That's the 19th to the 23rd. And so that's the full 5 days. But we realize that not everybody can get that full 5 days off. So we do also offer the 3-day, which is going to be the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. That's a Friday through a Sunday. And so we do offer 2 ticket levels for that. So 5 and 3 days.
So real quick, we're going to talk about the cost of these tickets, and then we're going to tell you why. So break it down.
So you got the 5-day, that's going to be $590, okay? Then you have the 3-day, that's $390. So I know it's a little bit expensive when you start factoring in, like, okay, I can go to Adepticon for this price and everything like that. But here's why. So not only are you getting the full 5 days, it's going to be lodging and food is going to be included. Lodging is going to be like a barrack style, like a normal style camp that you're used to. So if you were to factor in how much you spend on hotels and food whenever you're out traveling to main events, that's pretty much going to be all rolled up into what you're paying up front for Heresy Camp. So on top of that, every single day that you're there, all events are covered. So while you're there, you're going to be able to do the narrative events. I mean, we got events on events planned. You've got 3K escalation. You've got Zone Mortalis. Everything's there that you could possibly want. There's hobby classes included, so that's going to be your LED light classes. We have resin casting classes. We have a plastic card class. All that's going to be in the morning. And then plus on top of that, we have enough tables to where we can house all these events going on for each one of these days. Plus we have 24/7 open gaming. So if you want to play somebody 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody you just met, you want to get out there and just get a game in, all done, dude. No problem. You can get all that knocked out. It's just solid gaming, 5 days straight. Do whatever you want.
So when you say it's a camp, it is a camp. It's like a classic, summer camp.
Yeah, dude. Classic summer camp. Here's the thing. So, yes, you can game the entire time. You can just go out there. You can game. But because it's a traditional camp, it is legitimately a camp. You can go swimming. There's a pool there. You can go fishing. They got a freshwater lake there. You can go kayaking. You can start a bonfire. There's like a yoga room if you want to get your yoga on.
Always.
And as well, they also have a pier that goes over the highway. Because this is a coastal town, if you've never seen the ocean, you can go chill out on the beach as part of this camp. You can go chill out on the beach. You can, put your feet in the water, or you can go fishing off the pier that they have there. Everything that you would do in a traditional camp, everything up to an obstacle course they have at this camp.
That's crazy.
So you can You can go play basketball. I mean, there's so much things you can do on top of the Heresy. You know,
the Long War is coming, and we're gonna start a basketball team, doubles, me and Juice versus anybody.
Bring it, man. Bring it. We'll find some players.
We're down. Basketball tournament. So this is Camp Aranzanzu, right? This is in Texas in September. But this camp is not just any camp. This is an updated, actual, full-fledged camp facility with full-blown military-style barracks. You said they even just renovated recently after the hurricane. So it's nice and shiny, new, up-to-date.
Yeah, absolutely. So everything on the camp, I mean, the camp is in Rockport, Texas. So if you probably looked at Rockport, Texas, probably last time you heard about Rockport, Texas was from the Hurricane Harvey updates. You know, this is where all the storm chasers were like hanging out because they knew this Hurricane Harvey Cat 5 hurricane was hitting. So when it rolled through, it messed up the camp a little bit. But these guys flipped it around. They've had since August, and they've completely re-renovated, re-brought this camp in. Cool thing about the camp as well, it is a camp for disabled children. So they do a lot of work with disabled children. So it's, you know, it's a feel-good camp to be there in the first place. And, you know, going to the actual camp itself just really helps them rebuild and rebring everything back in. So
yes, I love supporting businesses that support people like that. That's a great point. You know, especially there's been a lot of positive stuff in, you know, wargaming lately. And so that makes me happy to hear. We have, you know, the recent stuff that happened at LVO where companies were throwing money at best sportsmanship awards, and then money's getting donated to children's hospitals. So it's been a great year for wargaming in general, I think, for positivity. And I think 30K is the most positive type of war game. This camp sounds ridiculous. Like, I can't believe no one's done something like this before.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And on top of that, you're talking about charity. You know, we do everything for Toys for Tots. It's kind of one of the charities that we deal with the most. We're actually having a raffle for some Titans that'll be going on at the camp. Everything will be going to Toys for Tots. So, I mean, everything that we're, you know, thinking wise will be absolutely for charity and everything like that. And a lot of the decisions we made were for charity and were for supporting local camps like that. So
that's what I like to hear, Michael. So let's just recap it real quick for everybody. I first off endorsed the shit out of this event. I loved summer camp growing up. I thought it was the best shit ever. So Heresy Camp Facebook group. You guys need to sign up there, join it. I'm sure it's a closed group, right? So you just got to wait a minute for someone to approve you.
Oh yeah, we'll approve you pretty quick though.
Get on there, start posting pictures, see the deets, get involved in the community. Patiently await the launch of the full-fledged website, because this isn't until September, guys. So it's not like it's next week or next month. So there's going to be a lot of updates. You guys want to be involved in that. You want to be a part of that community. The 19th through the 23rd, that is 5 days. I would not go to this if I wasn't going for 5 days. Like 3 days, get out of here.
Yeah, for real. You got to get the full experience, man.
5 days. I need 2 days where I'm going to be chocolate wasted, as I would say. And,
yeah, absolutely.
And 3 days where I'm also chocolate wasted, I guess. Well, I need 1 day to be sober for the basketball tournament.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to do it right.
No, but it sounds amazing. I literally, man, now I got to look at my calendar, see if I can make this happen. I've never played 30K. I think I played it once on a battle report, actually. It was a lot of flipping back and through the rule book.
Hey, look, man, we aren't going to hate on you if you come play some 8th edition 40K. I mean, it's open to you. Just get to play really nice terrain with your 40K army and, you know, bring it out there and have a good time. You might get some looks because we don't know what a Tau is, but, you know.
You're like, what is that? It's for the greater good, dog. And, of course, I'll bring my Tau army. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm known for Tau in this community, so. But, no,
just crap on every 30K army.
Right? No, it sounds amazing. But let's also talk about what led to this podcast interview, because I actually got this interesting Facebook message from Rob earlier last week, or maybe during the weekend, about a Kickstarter reward tier. Yeah,
man. It was back in 2016 when you had your little Kickstarter going on.
So walk me through it. It was, I mean, it's been a while. So there was a tier. I think there was like one available maybe or something like that.
Yeah, it was a reward tier where you could come onto the podcast and like talk about whatever you wanted to talk about. And so at the time, you know, it was like, yeah, man, let's talk about 30K. and then it just kind of like we missed each other, everything like that. And
Yeah, like every
hey,
time we tried to line something up, like something else came up, and then and I remember it was like a funny tier. It was like you get all the rewards plus this 1 of 1, and then you're like, hey man, is that tier still open? I was like, obviously, bro. What's up? So it's interesting. I completely forgot about it, and I'm so happy that you reminded us, because I think that was the last. I think it was like actually an unfulfilled reward on our Kickstarter until today.
Dude, I was honestly like, I was like, man, dude, like, because I talked to Rob about 30K stuff all the time, and I really didn't even know. Like, I was like, man, I was like, I want to promote this camp, but Long War, they got a huge audience. I was like, how can I? I was like, I was kind of embarrassed. I was like, I was like, that was a reward tier from like 2 years ago. I don't even know if I can still bring this up. It's kind of like, but you fulfilled it, man. You definitely.
We did it. You heard it here. It may take 2 years, but the Long War will reward all Kickstarter tiers.
Never expires, man.
Never. Yes, that's awesome. Well, Michael, thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing Facebook posts about Heresy Camp. I can't wait to see some more posts about Radio Free Isstvan, which is a 30K podcast we just talked about. This is my man right here, the host of the show. So that's pretty big deal. And also earlier when we were talking, you mentioned your co-host. Give him a shout out, please.
Powerful Ryan Kimmel, man. So he's, if you play 30K, you know who Ryan Kimmel is, and that's the co-host of the podcast. And also got Scott and Derek, and they're also on the podcast. But we keep it real. It's a good time, man. If you ever want to send us a list, man, it's Michael, Scott, Ryan, or Derek at warhammer30k.com, and we'll definitely hook you up with some list help or some advice. We all about it. And
that makes
up a voicemail.
That makes me happy to hear. No, fanatical. Like, you guys have a great community. I'm super stoked to try to maybe this is the year. Maybe 2018 is my time. Maybe I'm finally gonna break into 30K. I don't know, but I won't lie. Probably gonna just be there for the basketball tournament, which I'm gonna start promoting.
Yeah, man, you got to get the headband. You got to get the socks. There's a lot of prep to make sure that you're doing basketball right at camp.
Me and Juice, we don't play games. We will take this basketball tournament serious. So don't come in there fucking around. You know what I mean? Like we are there to win that tournament, and just probably throw up from heat exhaustion in Texas in the summer. Or I guess it's not summer.
Dude, we planned that out right. We were going to do a summer camp, but we realized that not everybody north of Oklahoma would like a summer camp in Texas.
No.
So we pushed it. We pushed to September is when everything starts cooling down. So you can have an actual nice night outside and start that campfire up.
That's awesome. All right, let's get out of here. Anyway, man, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Haspel, take us out.
My ship don't crash. She crashes, you crashed her.